Hey, hey, it's me, Steve Taylor from Black Country Radio and Black Country Rockumentaries, and tonight we're in Witney in the Cotswolds at Fat Lil's, and we've come to see my mate Aaron and his band, Whole Lot of DC, AC/DC tribute. This is going to be brilliant. Come on, follow me. And here's the band. This is Whole Lot of DC. Oh! Okay, so we're here at Fat Lil's in the back room with a whole lot of DC. Guys, would you like to introduce yourselves and what part you are in the band?
I'm Spook, I play Angus.
I'm Aaron, I'll play Brian.
Graham, I'm the Phil.
I'm Chris, I play Malcolm.
I'm Mick, I play Cliff.
Excellent. So, a whole lot of DC. How long have you guys been together and doing what you're doing?
Well, the band's been going 20
years.
He's the only founding member.
Right, okay.
I've been with him 17.
Really?
Right, mate,
17 years?
17 years, yeah.
It was about that big when we
Was
started.
it? You had to pick it up out of like school to come to the
Baby Brian.
baby Brian.
But what about you lot? 6, 5, 4, something like that?
2017, I think.
Right, okay. So it's been
And just after COVID for this
Yeah,
bit.
just after COVID for you and I.
Oh yeah, we had 2 dropouts during COVID, which was the best time to drop out.
yeah.
So,
Did you have all like online rehearsals and stuff like that? Or,
Zoom.
Zoom rehearsals.
COVID hit, 2 people left, and we thought, when we start gigging, we'll recruit.
We
There was a
had
few
So-
bands, weren't there, who was performing online?
we had 2 years off.
You just had the
literally
time
had
off.
2 years off, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
We're back together again, anyway.
Yeah.
So, what? AC/DC, you're all big fans, I take it. How many times have you all seen the band?
God, yeah.
That many.
3, 4? 3.
Stiff Upper Lip Tour was my first.
I've seen Stiff Upper Lip too,
And I remember
yeah.
thinking then, I mean that was 2000, was it? Something like that?
Yeah.
And I remember thinking, oh, I'm glad I got to see them, because they're quite old now, I'll never get a chance to see them.
Yeah, that was 24
How
years
young
ago.
was I?
I saw the Razor's Edge tour in 1990 when Thunderstruck first come out.
Yeah.
Then there was Stiff Upper Lip, and I think I've seen them again, but I can't remember where.
I see them when they was at Donington with their own stage.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
That was really good.
I was there, and yet I didn't
Yeah, that
even
was
know you
down
were
there.
there.
Okay.
Yeah, I kept seeing them trying to avoid me.
All 3 of us. All 3 of us were there for that.
So have you always played the instruments that you play in the band then? You've always played? You just play guitar, you've always
yeah.
squealed?
He can only play ACDC. And he ain't very good at
So you're
that.
not doing any requests tonight then?
Is that what you
God, no. Someone turns up and they say, can you play any Bon Jovi? No.
Can you play any ACDs?
Barely.
We was doing one gig once, remember that time that bloke got up on stage during a song? And he came up to me and he went, do you know any Danzig? No.
Danzig. Oh,
That was at the back end of Birmingham, wasn't it?
That was, yeah, that place knocked down now.
Like Acock's Green somewhere.
Oh yeah. Brilliant. So what's your favourite DC tracks, stroke albums?
Albums.
Because we was on about this because you've been on my radio show a couple of times, haven't you? And I've been on yours.
You have indeed.
You can give your show a plug if you want to on the.
RGB, the Retro Gaming Bunker on Black Country, Radio Extra. It's all video games, proper nerdy. If you smell, you'll love it.
Yeah.
You've done that before, haven't
It's
you?
all retro video games. Every Saturday night at 11 o'clock.
Oh,
It's
thank you,
also
mate.
available on demand on Black Country Extra. And of course, you all know me, Retro Rock every Monday night, 9 till 11. Right, glad we got all that right away. Right, sorry, yes, favourite DC tracks, albums.
Oh, Shoot to Thrill.
Shoot to Thrill, cracking
album,
track.
probably Fly on the Wall.
Yeah. Now that album doesn't get a very good
Yeah,
write-up,
yeah.
does it? But I bought that was one of
It's
the
a bit overproduced drum-wise, but
Yeah.
I love every song's
the
brilliant.
production Shaky Foundations,
Yeah.
cracking track.
Sink the Pink, love Sink the Pink.
Yeah.
We sometimes play
Fly on the
something,
Wall
don't we?
myself. Fly on the
Yeah,
Wall.
Fly
Yeah.
on the Wall, yeah.
Yeah.
See the video.
Shoot to
I
Thrill
bought
was-
that on an album, and also there was a video as well. The video where they're
Yeah.
playing in that.
Yeah.
They're playing in that
pool
bar, and
hall,
the pool hall, and it all falls in at the end.
That was like our second Rewind gig.
Yeah.
About 7 people in about a 5,000 capacity, and then it kind of filled up as the gig went on.
That's
Yeah,
right. Yeah.
about 12
Nobody.
people,
Yeah. 12 involved.
About 10 by the end.
And how about Cliff?
Cliff.
Malcolm.
Malcolm.
That's Cliff.
That's Cliff. That's Malcolm.
Yeah.
That's Phil. Right.
Um,
Yes. Okay.
Best album's got to be Power Age.
Yes.
Oh, right.
Just, you know, the height of it.
Back to the Bon Scott days for you, then. Yeah.
Really like that.
You drilled that into him.
Oh, God. Will come back to me. It's all good. It's too good.
Power H2 and it's going to be Riff Raff.
Oh,
the
yeah.
ultimate DC
Riff Raff,
song.
brilliant track.
Yeah, going to be.
For me, it's Riff Raff.
Riff Raff.
Sorry, Power Rage. My favourite track is Kicked in the Teeth.
Yeah.
And I bullied all the band into learning it. And then when it come to sound checking it, I sang it that badly, we never did it again.
No, we did play it that night.
Oh,
That's
did
the
we?
one and only time
Then
we've
we
ever
never
played
did it again.
Yeah.
There's nothing like sticking your neck out of it. So if you've been playing for 17 years, is there any...
What's your favourite album and song?
Oh, sorry, yes, well, we haven't missed
I'm just saying.
He's the main one.
It's going to be Razor's Edge and Thunderstruck, purely because that was what properly got me into DC.
Yeah. Do you play? Can you play Thunderstruck? Or is that right?
No,
No.
We're going to do it tonight.
We're going to do it. If you get stuck.
that was, and I've still got it on vinyl with the Woolworths thing written on it for $6.99.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I think I've got the single. Sure I have. Thunders. I'm sure I have.
Yeah.
Heat Seeker. No, it's Heat
Oh,
Seeker.
Heat Seeker.
Heat Seeker was the one I like
That
with
was
the
Blow Up Your Video.
That was Blow Up Your Video.
Blow Up Your
yeah.
Video album. Yeah, Heat Seeker. I recorded it. We got a video. It was bigger than that table. It was on top of the pops. Recorded it. Played it stupid. The ones with the bombs and the missiles and the
Yeah.
planes and the things going on. Absolutely brilliant. So, have you ever done any gigs that have really stood out for one reason or another?
Or another. Not necessarily
One reason
the
or
really good
another.
ones, yeah.
But either good or bad, really.
One for me was at the Victoria about 3 maybe 4 years ago, something like that. There was I remember the intro not playing, but we didn't need the intro. We didn't need it. It was like we were pressing the intro, nothing happened. No, we had this taped intro that we come onto, nothing happened. But everybody just went mad. The whole place had sold out, and it was just like a smallish venue like this, and they were just bouncing like that as soon as we hit the stage. And it was, I remember like the intro didn't work, but it's kind of, we walked straight on, and it was just like incredible.
Yeah. Anybody else? Any
Do you remember the
more?
first time we ever
No
played
one
here?
else remembers that for some reason.
First time we ever played here, they hadn't long opened, and the dressing room was upstairs at the back by where the toilets are.
Right, okay.
They shoehorned that many people in here. There were people walking at the back going, "Can I come in?" And there was this tiny little corridor at the back. They would go, "Well, yeah, but this is as far as you get." And they had a guy handed over his money and stood there. We tried to get to the stage when our intro came on. We heard the intro come on. We got 2 minutes. Took us nearly 7 minutes to get to the stage. And yeah, it was one of the hottest gigs we've ever done.
Did you do that bit when you jump on his shoulders and he carries you around the thing? Did you do that? Yeah, oh, excellent.
See, I like the bikers festivals because the women always get the tits out. You're gonna have to. The one that always stands
Blue
out.
tits, blue tits.
The one that always stands out to me is my mate was down the front, and there was a woman. He was always very competitive, and there was a woman a couple of spaces to the right, and she kept saying, "Play long way to the top, play long way to the top," and I knew it was coming up. And she was like, play, after every song, "Play long way to the top." I was like, "All right." And she got frustrated. In the end, she went, "Play long way to the top," and it was the next song, and I went, "All right, just for you." That stands out in my mind.
Just for the info, Aaron's fiance, he stood right behind us.
Hello, Dennis. Hello. My co-host on RGB.
Yes, co-host on RGB, yeah. So if you like your retro video games, listen to Aaron. Great stuff. the original ACDC when you're all in your 70s?
I hope not.
And you're
My knees and my feet am shot. I've had enough.
Your knees have been shot for years.
I know. I started this, joined this band when I was 27.
Yeah.
And I'm done. Sorry, I'm leaving. I'm announcing it now. I'll get this gig out of the way.
And that's it.
Haven't been done yet.
Just for the info, it's quite. We've got about gigs and touring around. This gig we're doing here tonight is actually 70 miles away from where we live. We've done 140-mile round trip tonight, haven't we?
This is a local one.
And this is a local one for you.
Yeah.
No.
Not for us.
Well, that, he lives up in Barnsley, so it's not a local.
I don't know where that is from here.
People say, why do you charge so much? It's like, because the first 300 quid's petrol.
Yeah. Because we're from over
We
the
charge
place,
more
aren't
than
we?
300 quid.
Shit, I've said that in front of
No,
you.
I know, yeah. But yeah, it's because we travel all over the place, don't we? Well, we're from the Midlands, but these guys, Chris is near enough southeast.
Right.
You got Manchester and pretty much Leeds.
And our former rhythm guitarist was Portsmouth.
Yeah.
Because I said this to you, didn't I? I said, where do you rehearse and get together? Because normally when we do the rockumentaries, we go to the studio where they're rehearsing. And we haven't been to one before, which is an actual gig venue. He says, we never rehearse. He says, we just do the gig, but we run through everything a bit beforehand.
As you'll see when you see the gig, we don't rehearse. We don't rehearse.
Right then. Okay then, fellas. Well, have a cracking gig. Looking forward to seeing it. And I'll catch you on the next rockumentary. But right now, we're going to go and see a whole lot of DC. Cheers.
See you later.
Come on, let's see that. Sing it. Sing as loud as you like, come on.
Okay, so that's it for Black Country Rockumentaries tonight with me, Steve, down in Fat Lil's in Witney. So it's goodbye from me and keep rocking. Of course, goodbye from the band. I'll see you later.